Welcome back, my silence-shattering strategist. Something absolutely devastating just occurred that transformed entire social dynamic in single moment. You spoke exactly 7 words that completely dismantled the carefully constructed illusion of peace and stability that everyone in the room had been collectively maintaining. This wasn't aggressive confrontation or emotional outburst. This was surgical precision statement that cut through layers of social pretense, polite fiction, and comfortable denial to expose truth. Everyone knew, but no one was acknowledging. And in that moment of exposure, the fragile consensus holding room together shattered like glass, creating power vacuum that you immediately filled by being only person willing to operate in reality rather than in collectively maintained illusion. The room belongs to you now because you demonstrated willingness to speak truth, while everyone else demonstrated they'll maintain comfortable lies, making you de facto authority by virtue of being only one operating with genuine, rather than performed, understanding of situation. The architects have been monitoring power shifts and social dominance dynamics across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you executed as consensual illusion destruction when someone deliberately or instinctively identifies the shared pretense holding social system together and exposes it through statement. So undeniably true that maintaining illusion becomes impossible, forcing everyone to either acknowledge reality or reveal themselves as committed to denial over truth. Most social environments include some degree of polite fiction, things everyone knows, but agrees not to mention to maintain harmony. But certain situations involve more extensive illusions, where entire framework of interaction is built on denying obvious reality. Your 7 words apparently identified shattered such illusion with precision that made continued pretense unsustainable. Watch what happened in room after your 7 words landed. There was a moment of absolute silence. The shocked pause when everyone processes that forbidden truth has been spoken, that illusion they were maintaining has been exposed, that they must now decide whether to acknowledge reality or double down on denial. Some faces showed relief. They were exhausted from maintaining pretense and grateful someone finally named what everyone knew. Others showed panic. The illusion collapse threatens their position or requires them to confront uncomfortable truths they were using illusion to avoid. A few showed immediate calculation, recognizing that power dynamics just shifted dramatically, and they need to quickly determine where they stand in new, reality-based, rather than illusion-based hierarchy. Some attempted to restore illusion, offering weak protests or alternative interpretations, trying to re-establish comfortable fiction. Your words destroyed, but these attempts felt hollow after your truth statement, like trying to reassemble shattered glass into window that will hold once illusion is named and exposed. Returning to it requires everyone forgetting that naming occurred, which becomes impossible when truth statement was as precise and undeniable as your 7 words apparently were. The truly powerful element is that you didn't need elaborate argument or extensive evidence. 7 words were sufficient because they named something everyone already knew but was conspiring not to acknowledge. The brevity itself was devastating because it proved the truth was simple and obvious, that maintaining illusion required complex social effort to avoid stating what could be captured in single brief sentence. You didn't convince anyone of new information. You simply refused to participate in collective denial, and that refusal shattered entire architecture of pretense built on everyone's participation in maintaining illusion. Now the architects are analyzing what gives 7-word truth statement its glass-shattering power, and they're identifying what they call compressed reality recognition, when truth is articulated so concisely and precisely that it becomes impossible to ignore, deny, or deflect, because compression itself demonstrates how obvious and undeniable the reality is. Beneath illusion everyone was maintaining, long explanations can be argued with, Complex statements can be misinterpreted. Elaborate arguments can be picked apart. But 7-word statement of simple, obvious truth has nowhere for denial to hide. It's either true or false, and when it's clearly true, brevity makes that truth inescapable. Watch what compressed reality recognition creates psychologically. Your 7 words likely took something. Everyone was carefully talking around some obvious truth about power dynamics, relationship dysfunction, organizational failure, or social hypocrisy, and stated it directly in terms so simple that pretending not to understand or disagreeing would require obvious dishonesty. The compression forced binary choice: acknowledge truth or reveal yourself as committed to denial. Most people in room knew they'd look foolish or dishonest, trying to deny something stated so simply and truly, making acknowledgement feel inevitable, even if uncomfortable. Some linguistic theorists studying persuasion recognize that brevity carries authority when you can capture truth in very few words. It suggests deep understanding and confidence. Lengthy explanations often signal uncertainty or weakness, while compressed statements signal that speaker knows exactly what they're talking about and doesn't need to justify or defend because truth is self-evident. Your 7 words carried this brevity authority, making them feel more powerful than longer statement of same truth would have been. Others note that 7-word limit forced distillation to essence. You couldn't include caveats, qualifications, or diplomatic softening that longer statement might have contained. This forced purity makes statement hit harder because it's undiluted truth without social lubricants that usually make truth easier to swallow. The room experienced truth in its rawest form, without buffering, making impact more severe but also more undeniable. A few studying social dynamics recognize that illusion-shattering statements work best when they name what everyone already knows. You're not introducing new information, but simply refusing to participate in collective agreement to ignore information everyone possesses. This makes denial particularly difficult because objecting to your statement requires claiming ignorance of something obviously present in shared reality, which reveals the objector as either lying or genuinely oblivious, neither of which is good position. The architects observe that compressed reality recognition explains why exactly 7 words could shatter illusion entire room was maintaining. The brevity proved you understood situation deeply enough to distill to essence. The simplicity made truth undeniable. The directness eliminated escape routes for continued pretense. You didn't need more words because reality you named was simple and obvious once someone was willing to state it. 7 words were sufficient. Illusion shattered, and everyone in room had to immediately recalibrate from pretense-based interaction to reality-based interaction, fundamentally shifting power dynamics toward person who demonstrated willingness to operate in reality rather than comfortable fiction. Something powerful is spreading through the room now. What the architects call post-illusion disorientation, where people who are operating within comfortable pretense are experiencing genuine confusion about how to interact now that foundation of their social framework has been removed. Most people are skilled at navigating illusion-based social environments. They know how to maintain polite fictions, when to acknowledge truths, and when to ignore them, how to signal awareness while maintaining deniability. But when illusion shatters completely, these skills become useless because game has fundamentally changed from managing pretense to operating in exposed reality. Watch how post-illusion disorientation manifests behaviorally. People are hesitant to speak. They're uncertain what's safe to say now that old rules about what could and couldn't be acknowledged have been destroyed. The social script they were following has been invalidated, leaving them improvising without clear guidelines about what new reality-based interaction should look like. This hesitation creates awkward silence that further establishes your dominance. Because you're comfortable in reality, you exposed while others are disoriented by it. Some are looking to you for direction, having demonstrated willingness to operate in reality and ability to shatter illusion they were hiding in. You've become implicit authority on how interaction should proceed now that pretense is gone. They're waiting to see what you'll do or say next, granting you agenda setting power simply because you're only one who seems to know how to function in post-illusion environment. Others are attempting to establish new illusion. If they can't return to old pretense, perhaps they can construct new pretense that takes your truth into account while avoiding other uncomfortable realities. But these attempts are clumsy because you've demonstrated you won't participate in illusion maintenance, making any new pretense fragile, since you could shatter it as easily as you shattered the first one. A few are experiencing relief mixed with anxiety. They're glad illusion is gone because maintaining it was exhausting, but they're anxious about operating in full reality because illusion was protecting them from having to deal with truths they're not prepared to handle. You've freed them from pretense, but also forced them to confront what pretense was concealing, creating complicated emotional response to your 7 words. Some are recalculating power dynamics, recognizing that old hierarchy based on who was best at maintaining illusion has been replaced by new hierarchy, where you're at top by virtue of reality comfort and truth-speaking capability. They're determining whether to challenge your new position or accept it, whether to compete for leadership in reality-based framework or concede dominance to person who demonstrated they operate there. Naturally, the architects observe that post-illusion disorientation is why room belongs to you now. Everyone else is temporarily disabled by having their comfortable framework destroyed, leaving them uncertain and reactive, while you're operating with clarity and confidence because you're at home in reality you exposed. The disorientation creates temporary power vacuum that you fill by default because you're only one not disoriented. 7 words, shattered glass. Everyone else is still picking up pieces. You're already building in cleared space. Now the architects are revealing what made your specific 7 words uniquely devastating. Rather than just true, they apparently embodied what's called undeniable specific naming, where you didn't make general criticism or vague truth claim, but precisely identified specific reality in terms so concrete that denial required obvious dishonesty rather than just disagreement. General truths can be deflected through interpretation or abstraction, but specific naming of concrete reality forces binary. Either speaker is accurately describing what everyone can observe, or speaker is lying. When everyone knows speaker is accurately describing observable reality, denial becomes untenable. Consider what undeniable specific naming requires. You had to identify exact element of reality that everyone was conspiring to ignore, not adjacent truth or related truth, but the specific thing at center of collective denial. You had to name it in terms specific, enough that there was no wiggle room for reinterpretation. Not there seem to be some issues, but precise statement of exactly what issue is, and you had to do this with confidence. That comes from knowing you're naming obvious truth rather than controversial opinion, making challenge to your statement feel like defending obvious lie. Watch what specific naming created in room's response. People couldn't claim misunderstanding because statement was too precise. They couldn't reinterpret because words were too specific. They couldn't deflect to different issue because you'd named exact thing. The specificity eliminated all standard defensive maneuvers against truth-telling, leaving only options of acknowledgement or obvious denial that would destroy credibility of denier. Most chose acknowledgement, granting your statement authority through their inability to credibly challenge it. Some communication experts recognize that power of statement comes not from eloquence but from precision. Beautiful language can be dismissed as rhetoric, but precise naming of reality is harder to wave away because it's verifiable against shared observation. Your 7 words apparently had this precision over eloquence quality, hitting like scalpel rather than like hammer, cutting exact thing that needed cutting. Others note that specific naming requires courage most people lack. It's easier to speak in generalities that allow plausible deniability than to precisely name uncomfortable, specific truth. By demonstrating that courage, you signaled that you're operating at different level of honesty and reality engagement than others in room, establishing dominance through truth-telling that others weren't brave enough to attempt. A few recognize that timing matters. The same 7 words spoken earlier might have been deflected or dismissed, but you apparently waited for or created moment when specific naming would land with maximum impact, when illusion was already strained enough that precise truth statement would shatter it completely rather than just creating crack. The tactical timing multiplied effectiveness of already powerful specific naming. The architects observe that undeniable specific naming is what gave your 7 words their glass-shattering power. You didn't hint or imply or speak generally. You precisely named specific reality in terms that made denial require obvious dishonesty. The room couldn't ignore specific naming the way they'd been ignoring general truth, couldn't reinterpret precise statement the way they'd been reinterpreting vague acknowledgments. 7 words, specific, undeniable, devastating, and now room belongs to person who demonstrated willingness and capability to precisely name reality everyone else was carefully not naming. The architects are now analyzing what happens to your position after illusion shattering establishes your dominance. You're experiencing what they call reality keeper authority, where having demonstrated willingness to acknowledge and speak truth while others maintain pretense grants you ongoing power based on implicit understanding that you could expose any future illusions as easily as you exposed this one. Most authority is based on position, credentials, or resources, but reality keeper authority is based on demonstrated capability and willingness to operate in truth, regardless of social pressure to maintain comfortable fictions, making you dangerous to anyone trying to build new pretense and valuable to anyone wanting to operate in reality. Watch how reality keeper authority manifests in ongoing dynamics. People are more careful about what they say around you. They know you won't let obvious lies or pretense stand unchallenged, so they either maintain greater honesty in your presence or avoid topics where they'd need to pretend. This carefulness grants you power to shape conversation simply through your known willingness to shatter illusions. Even without speaking, some seek your validation for their own truth-telling. When they want to acknowledge reality that others are denying, they look to you for support or leadership. Because you've demonstrated you'll back truth over social harmony, this makes you natural leader for anyone prioritizing reality over pretense. Building coalition around your reality keeper position, others avoid confronting you. They recognize that challenging you would require either presenting compelling truth that contradicts your position or maintaining obvious pretense that you'd expose, neither of which they can do successfully. This avoidance grants you space to operate without opposition, because potential opponents recognize they can't win conflicts with someone who operates in reality while they're trying to maintain illusions. A few attempt to co-opt your reality keeper authority, claiming they were also aware of truth you spoke, that they would have said same thing if you hadn't, that they're also committed to reality over pretense. These attempts to retroactively align with your truth-telling are transparent but reveal that your position has become valuable enough that others want to claim association with it. Some resent your reality keeper authority. They preferred operating in illusion-based environment where they had advantages, and your shattering of that environment cost them their position. But resentment is impotent if they can't challenge your truth statements without revealing themselves as preferring comfortable lies to uncomfortable truth, making their resentment strengthen your position by demonstrating you threaten those committed to pretense. The architects observe that reality keeper authority is self-reinforcing. Each time you could maintain illusion, but choose truth instead, you strengthen reputation as person who operates in reality, regardless of social cost. And each time others maintain illusion while you expose truth, gap widens between your reality-based authority and their pretense-based positions. 7 words shattered illusion and established you as reality keeper. Room belongs to you. Now, not just because illusion shattered, but because everyone knows you could shatter any new illusion just as easily, making them operate in reality or risk exposure by attempting pretense in presence of person who's demonstrated they won't participate in collective denial. Now something's emerging that the architects call illusion dependency exposure. Your 7 words didn't just shatter a specific illusion but revealed which people in room were deeply dependent on that illusion for their position, comfort, or identity, exposing power dynamics and psychological dependencies that were previously hidden beneath pretense everyone was maintaining. Most people could adapt relatively easily to reality-based interaction because illusion was social convention they were following but not personally dependent on. But certain individuals are experiencing crisis because their entire position was built on illusion. You destroyed, making your truth-telling existentially threatening to them specifically. Watch who's most disturbed by illusion shattering. Those who built authority on managing or maintaining pretense are experiencing status collapse. If their value was skill at navigating social fiction, reality-based interaction eliminates their advantage. Those who are avoiding accountability through pretense are experiencing exposure. Illusion was protecting them from consequences they now must face. Those who based self-concept on illusion are experiencing identity crisis. If pretense they believed about themselves is shattered, they must rebuild self-understanding on reality they were denying. Some illusion-dependent individuals are becoming hostile toward you. You've destroyed framework that supported their position, making you direct threat to their interests. But hostility reveals their illusion dependency, further weakening their position because others now see they preferred comfortable fiction to truth. Their attacks on you for truth-telling become evidence that they're untrustworthy. Reality avoiders, strengthening your authority while weakening theirs. Others are attempting damage control, trying to minimize importance of truth you spoke, to reframe it as less significant than it is, to reconstruct some version of illusion that takes your truth into account while preserving what they can of pretense that benefited them. These reconstruction attempts rarely succeed because you've established precedent for shattering pretense, making any new illusion vulnerable to similar exposure. A few are genuinely examining their illusion dependency, recognizing that your truth-telling revealed they'd been operating in denial. They're questioning what else they're avoiding and whether they should develop capacity to operate in reality rather than continuing to depend on pretense. These self-examinations represent healthiest response but are psychologically demanding because confronting own illusion dependency requires admitting you've been avoiding truth. Some are seeking new illusions. If they can't maintain old pretense and can't operate in full reality, they're looking for different comfortable fictions to hide in, preferably ones you haven't exposed yet. This illusion shopping reveals they're fundamentally committed to denial over truth, just trying to find denial framework that hasn't been shattered yet. The architects observe that illusion dependency exposure is secondary, power shift beyond initial dominance from illusion shattering. You've not only taken control of room, but you've also revealed who had most to lose from truth-telling, who was most invested in pretense, who will be your most resistant opponents going forward. 7 words shattered glass and exposed what glass was protecting. Some were behind glass because it was there. Others were behind glass because they needed it. And now everyone can see difference. Something profound is crystallizing now that the architects call recognition of peace as strategic pretense. Your shattering of illusion has revealed to everyone that what they'd been calling peace was actually strategic pretense. That harmony they'd been maintaining was built on collective agreement to avoid truth rather than on genuine resolution or understanding. Most people prefer to believe social peace reflects actual resolution of conflicts and genuine harmony. But your 7 words exposed that this particular peace was just agreement to not acknowledge reality, making it fragile illusion rather than stable foundation. And this recognition fundamentally changes how people understand their own social environment. Consider what recognizing peace as pretense means psychologically. People thought they were in functional environment where issues were resolved, or at least manageable. Your truth-telling revealed they were in dysfunctional environment where issues were being ignored through collective denial. This is destabilizing discovery. It means their sense of stability was based on maintaining pretense rather than on actual stability. That peace could shatter any moment someone refused to continue pretending. The comfort they felt was illusory, based on false belief that avoiding topic means topic doesn't exist. Watch how different people respond to recognizing peace was pretense. Some feel betrayed. They were working to maintain harmony that turns out to have been built on lies, making their peacekeeping efforts feel wasted or even complicit in maintaining dysfunctional system. These people often shift allegiance toward you because you represented truth, while peace pretense represented collaboration and denial. Others feel relieved. They knew peace was pretense but felt pressure to maintain it, and your shattering of illusion freed them from exhausting requirement to pretend. These people become your natural allies because you gave them permission to operate in reality they were seeing but not acknowledging. Some feel angry. They preferred comfortable illusion to uncomfortable truth and resent you for forcing them into reality they didn't want to face. But anger at truth-teller is self-discrediting because it reveals preference for denial over reality, making angry responses strengthen your position while weakening theirs. A few experience clarity. Recognizing peace was pretense helps them understand why peace felt unstable, why conflicts never really resolved, why same issues kept recurring in different forms. This clarity often leads to supporting more authentic reality-based approaches going forward rather than returning to pretense-based peace that your 7 words proved was unsustainable. Some attempt to restore pretense-based peace, arguing that your truth-telling was disruptive, that previous harmony, however false, was preferable to current tension, however honest. These arguments reveal deep commitment to comfort over truth, to stability over authenticity, to pretense over reality. But after truth has been spoken, pretense-based peace becomes obviously false in ways it wasn't before, making restoration extremely difficult. The architects observe that recognition of peace as strategic pretense's deepest level of power. Shift your 7 words created. You've not only shattered specific illusion and established yourself as reality keeper, you've also revealed that entire framework of interaction was built on pretense, forcing everyone to choose between authentic reality-based engagement and obvious pretense maintenance. 7 words exposed that peace was glass shattered, and now room must be rebuilt on truth or on new pretense everyone knows is pretense. Room belongs to you, 'cause you're only one comfortable building on truth rather than needing to build on lies.